AJ Riedel with Into Action with AJ, episode 3. Today, I'm going to talk about stories. And what I mean by stories is the stories that we tell ourselves in our minds about they're really basically our beliefs. And the reason I'm talking about stories today is that if you dream of being your own boss, but you can't seem to get yourself going, to get started building the business of your dreams, highly likely, you have some dreams going on. I mean, not dreams, some stories that you're telling yourself that are disempowering you. When a story is disempowering, it's a story that keeps you from moving toward the fulfillment of your dreams. What you want is an empowering story that propels you, almost like magnetically propels you toward achieving your goals. My story was disempowering, and it almost torpedoed my dream of launching a coaching business. When I closed my consulting practice at the end of 2018, I knew I wanted to build a coaching business. And I tried to launch a coaching business in 2019, 2020, and 2021. And I failed every time. Why? Because deep down inside, I was convinced that I had failed as a businesswoman and had run my business into the ground. That was the story I told myself. That story that I had failed as a businesswoman was a self-fulfilling prophecy the first 3 times I tried to launch my coaching business. I totally discounted the 30 plus years of experience I had in running a successful business. Last year, I realized finally that the story I had created was a lie. I hadn't failed as a businesswoman. In fact, I had been successful by many measures. I made enough money to support my family all those years. I defied the odds. I was in business for over 30 years when the vast majority of self-employed consultants fail within the first 5 years. And 3, the most important success factor was that I had freedom. I had freedom to volunteer in my son's classroom when he was young. And I was able to go to all of his football, baseball, basketball, and soccer games when he got older. And he played in a lot of sports, and I never missed a game. That is a huge success. So I had to reframe and rewrite the story I was telling myself, and I had to remind myself that I had been successful as a businesswoman. No, I hadn't built it into a multi-million-dollar business. I didn't really even want to. I wanted the freedom to be able to spend time with my son and my family. Now, you may not even be aware of it, but you probably have similar stories rattling around in your head that are telling you, you can't do this. You can't start your own business. You can't be your own boss. So how do you uncover those stories about yourself that you're telling yourself? Well, the best way I know is to journal. And I have 2 questions that I want you to ask yourself and then sit and journal. I have been journaling for years, and I find it to be an incredibly successful useful way of figuring out what's going on in my little addlepated noggin. So before we end today, here are the 2 questions. What is the story I am telling myself about why it's not possible for me to achieve this goal or dream? And the second one, if I recognize the story standing in my way for what it is, a lie, what is the new story I can tell myself about why what I want is possible? If you want to know more about how to uncover your stories and you want these questions, I have created a journal which includes my advice on how to journal, because it's an art. And especially when you want to get into uncover what's in your subconscious, I have created that journal that includes the tips on how to journal and the questions. And it's yours for free. All you have to do is message me, give me your email in the message, and I will send that journal out to you. And as always, if you liked what I had to say today, if you found it useful, please like, comment, and share. Share this with anyone you feel would benefit from this message. Thank you for listening.